Good morning, Shin.
Morning. Everybody, please come to the top of the mat. Heels and toes touching together. Make sure that your weight is evenly spread across all the toes. Press it to your big toes. Keep your spine erect. Shoulders gently roll backwards. Chin away from your chest. Eyes gently closed. Shift your eye gaze to the third eye, the center of the eyebrows, the Jyotishmati, the light of awareness within. Take a deep breath and exhale. Let's begin today's practice with the opening chant. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome to our weekly yoga practice. As always, we start with some stretching and breathing, followed by standing series and the floor series, and we end with some Kriya breathing and meditation practice. And just so today's, I think, expression will be interesting. You know, we all had a nice Bhoga last evening. Very much looking forward to the practice. So let's start with some stretching, with the knee stretching. Put our hands in the knees and then gently rotate them clockwise. The other side. Now take a small step, 2 feet apart. Put our hands on your hips. Just do big hip rotations. Clockwise. For the lower back flexibility, you also need to improve the hip rotation or the hip flexibility. The other side. Now stretch your hands parallel to the ground. Let's do the waist rotation. Move side to side. Come to the center, keep the feet together. Now let's move our hands up and down. Now let's do the neck and eye rotation. We'll always synchronize the neck movement with the eye gaze. And let's just make sure that the neck simply follows the eye gaze. We'll start with the side rotation. Inhale to the side, and then come back. Exhale to the center. Ready to begin? Inhale, move to the right. Exhale to the center. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the center. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the center. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the center. One more more time. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the center. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the center. And now we'll do the lateral movement. Make sure that gently try to touch your head to the shoulder without lifting in the shoulders. Again, repeat. Inhale. Exhale to the center. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's do the full neck rotation. Tuck your chin to the chest while lifting up. Inhale while coming down. Exhale. Make sure that you're tracing the entire all corners of the room. We'll begin. Inhale. Look to the back wall, top left corner. Coming down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's do the other side. Anti-clockwise. Inhale. Exhale. Release. You're done with the last one. Now let's do the Ujjayi pranayama. We'll do the advanced pranayama breathing. Interlace your fingers. Keep your elbows together. Stomach sucked in. In the practice, if you're right-handed, see if you can switch your thumbs. Interlace your fingers such that your left thumb is over the right thumb. Suck your stomach in. While inhaling, we push our chin down and then raise your elbows up and hold the breath for a couple movements. And then we exhale by opening our mouth, making a big ha sound, letting all the stale air out. The more you let that air out, it creates more room to breathe fully. Ready, begin. Inhale. Exhale, ha. Elbows together in front of your chest and synchronize the movement like a continuous flow. And begin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Like what we covered in the Mihaly flow state, whatever you feel like an energy, try to give about 10 to 20% more capacity. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Release. So that the flow state is always a good thing. Anytime when we are doing something in the asanas or the breathing or the meditation, whenever you feel like this is the maximum capacity or the effort that we could do, see if you can push it by about 10 to 20%. And that's when the magic starts happening. Okay, let's begin our standing postures. We'll start with the triangle. Take a big step, 4 feet apart, hands parallel to the ground. Make sure that you're fully aware of your fingertips and the toes. So that way we completely own our own body, become one with our entire body. Turn your right foot to the right. Make sure the right knee is not bent. Slide to the right as far as you can. And then right hand down, left hand up. Shift your eye gaze, drishti to the left hand, and stick it. 3 deep ujjayi breaths. Release. Come to the center. Now turn your left foot to the left. Make sure that your left knee is not bent. Slide to the left as far as you can. And keep your hands parallel to the ground. And left hand down, right hand up, steady. And release. Come back to the center. Now let's do the Parshva and we'll do this in 2 stages. Take a big step, 4 feet apart, hands parallel to the ground. Turn your right foot to the right, sit down until your right thigh becomes parallel to the ground. Take a big step if your thigh is not parallel to the ground, and make sure that you're looking straight. Your eye gaze is looking straight, and rotate your arms as that right hand down, left hand up, like the triangle you look. Take 2 deep breaths. And then rotate so that the right palm rests on the floor and the left hand is over the ears. And then on the left side, you're like in one straight line. Your waist is not lifted up, but you're in one straight line. And take 3 deep breaths. Release. Come back the way that you went into the posture. Now this time, let's do it on the other side. Turn your left foot to the left and sit down. Sit down until you're parallel, sitting comfortably. Left thigh is parallel to the ground. And the stage 1, left hand down, right hand up. Take 2 deep breaths. And then rotate. Left palm resting on the floor, right hand over the right ear, and take 3 deep breaths. Release. Come back to the center. Now let's do it one more time. This time, the resting palm, we put it on the other side of the foot. Take a big step. Hands parallel to the ground. Now turn your right foot to the right. Sit down. Stage 1, rotate your arms. 2 deep breaths. and rotate. Right palm down, left hand over the ears, and keep the left side in one straight line. Release. Come back to the center. Let's do it on the other side. Left foot to the left. Sit down until left thigh becomes parallel to the ground. Stage one. Rotate. And rotate. Stage two. Left palm down. Right hand over the ears. Feel the deep stretch from the tip of the fingers to the toes. Everything is in one straight line. Make sure that you are not resting your weight on this resting palm. Release. Come back the way you went in the posture. Come back to the center. Now let's do triangle warrior. Take a big step. Be aware of the edges. Be one. Now turn about left side, about 90-degree angle. Make sure that your heels are in one line. Lift your hands up. Make sure that the palms are glued together, elbows are straight, shoulders glued to the ears, and sit down. Sit down until your left thigh becomes parallel to the ground, right knee is straight, and you're shooting from the root of the spine through your head, through the arms reaching the sky, sitting. Release. Bring your hands parallel to the ground, turn about 180 degrees. Glue your hands together, glue your palms together, elbow straight. Sit down. And raise up from the root of the spine, reaching the sky. Sitting. Release. Come back to the center. Now that's our triangle series. Take a deep breath and exhale. One more time. Inhale. If in the practice, anytime we feel tired or losing breath, the best way to reverse that situation is to take a deep breath and exhale in the posture. The breath always controls the mind, and you need more oxygen in the body. Now let's do the balancing postures. We'll start with Dhanurasana. Lift your hands up. Bring your right elbow under left elbow. Pull your elbows down to open up your shoulders. And sit down. Sit down. And while balancing on your left leg, lift your right leg as high as possible and twist it. Twist it around your right calf. Release. Now let's do it on the other side. Asana. Lift your hands up. Now this time bring your left elbow under your right elbow. Pull your elbows down, suck your stomach in. Sit down. Sit down, and while balancing on your right leg, this time lift your left leg as high as possible and twist it around your right calf. Make sure that your toes are pointed and looking straight, and the sthiti become one with the asana. Release. Now let's do the standing bull, the Natarajasana. Come to the top of the mat. We'll do it step by step. Bring your right hand in front of you, palm facing up. Bring it to the side. Grab your right foot at the ankle, toes pointed. Toes are pointed in the direction of the kick. Shift your left hand up, reaching the sky with your fingers. No bent elbows. Now while inhaling, kick and then stretch. Kick and stretch forward. Kick and stretch forward. Look straight through your middle finger, not looking down or looking up. Look straight and steady. Love it. Release. Now let's do it on the other side. Bring your left hand in front of you, palm facing up, bringing it to the side. Grab your left foot at the ankle, left toes pointed. Shift your right hand up. Make sure that your knees are together. This is the posture. If you do not get this posture, don't move forward. I think we all need to be balanced here. And from here, make sure that your knee is also not bent. Once you're here, take a deep inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Look straight through your middle finger, the drishti, the dharana. So it's tapas swadhyaya ishvara pranidhana. Let the asana come to us, but we are doing the right technique. That's all we are entitled to. Let's do it one more time. Grab your right foot at the ankle. Lift your left hand up. Two knees are together. Left leg is straight. If you're losing the balance, you can take a couple of deep breaths here. And while inhaling, kick and stretch. 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 Release. And then when we are coming back, again, we need to come back the way that we went into the posture. Gently releasing the leg and bringing the hand up and then coming to the center. Let's do it on the other side. Grab your left foot at the ankle, left toes pointed. Shift your right hand up. Right leg is straight. And then inhale and kick and stretch. 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 And release. And there is a beautiful lesson that I got from one of my exec coaches at Apple. You know, when we are entering, playing in the world, we need to operate as if the world is happening in slow motion. The slower, it's like frame by frame. Even when you're getting into the yoga, it's almost like, you know, you're like slow motion. Don't rush to get in the final posture. Just enjoy every little movement, the vinyasa, like a dance.
I feel it also depends on where our mind is. Sometimes I feel this morning I'm a bit all over the place, already running through all the things to do in my mind.
No, the same thing for me, right? Now, this is, as you can see, I'm putting an effort to be in the moment. So I mean, from all the drama happened last night, I'm actually going through this drama myself, but I'm actually laughing at it. So the thing that I'm saying here is like what I'm telling my son.
I understand. But like I can see from yesterday morning to this morning, my mind is already racing to the end of the day.
I see. So if you can slow it down and then see if you can, I mean, like the other day, what you said is your dharana thing, right? You keep it to like your 1 hour kind of an anchor. Maybe you can reduce the frame.
Yeah. That bringing to the center is the hard part.
It's not.
Yeah.
So
I'll try. I mean, I'm trying to get there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. From the time I started, I was like, I did not know how this is going to come in, but let's play it together. Okay, let's do the balancing stick. Bring your 2 legs together. Lift your 2 hands up. Make sure that you interlace the fingers. Release your index finger. And make sure that your shoulders are always glued to your ears. There is infinite details in every movement. Become oneness with the movement. Now, while inhaling, take a big step and bring some flavor of dance to it. Yoga is Shiva's dance. Now, take an inhale and slowly come down, looking straight through your hands. Lift your left leg up. You make a perfect T. Stretch yourself in opposite directions and release and come back the way that you went into the posture. So let's do it on the other side. Bring your 2 hands up. Now take a big step, the cosmic step. Inhale. While exhaling down, looking straight through your fingers, lift your right leg up. And release. Come back the way that you went into the posture. Perfect, beautiful. Beautiful, the way you went into the posture, that was beautiful. I'll come back from the posture. So now, let's do the final balancing, the tree posture. Balance on your left leg. Lift your right leg up as high as possible. Press into your left thigh. Bring your 2 hands to the center of the chest. Suck your stomach in. Lift your 2 hands up. And glue your palms together. Cross your thumbs. Fix your eye gaze at one point in front of you. And slowly, while you are still looking, gently close your eyes. Visualize the same dot. Release. Now let's do the other side. Balance on your right foot. Lift your left leg as high as possible. In the slow motion, bring your 2 hands to the center of the chest. And lift your hands up. Bring some flavor of dance in all the movements. Keep your elbows straight and fix your drishti at one point in front of you and sthiti. Release. Perfect, perfect. Now let's do the sun salutations. Come to the top of the mat. Continuously flow with the breath. Inhale, hands to the center of the chest. Exhale, elbows down. Interlace fingers, palm facing down. And inhale, back bend. Exhale, stomach sustained, forward bend. Inhale, half lunge to the right. Look up. Hold your breath, get into plank. Exhale, Sastanga. Knees, chest, chin down, and then glide into Cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, half lunge to the left. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, back bend. Continue with the flow. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lunge to the left. Hold into plank. Continue with Sastanga. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward dog. And inhale, the half lunge to the right. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, come to the center. Let's do half moon. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the center. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the center. Series stop. Sorry about that. Let's do one more set. Now this time we're going to do with cat and cow. Take a deep breath and exhale. Inhale, hands to the center of the chest. Exhale, elbows down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, stomach sucked in, forward bend. Inhale, half lunge to the right. Hold your breath, get into plank. Exhale, tabletop. Now while moving to the tailbone, inhale to the cow. Exhale to the cat. Inhale to the cow. Exhale to the cat. Inhale to the cow. Exhale to the cat. Inhale. Exhale. Now continue with Sastanga. Inhale, Cobra. In each posture, in each moment, after you enter the expression, stay there for a couple seconds, couple moments, and enjoy the expression. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, half lunge to the left. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half lunge to the left. Hold your breath, get into plank. Exhale, tabletop. Now inhale to the cow. Exhale to the cat. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And continue with Satsang. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, half lunge to the right. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, come to the center. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the center. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the center. Hands to the center of the chest. Hands by your side. Just observing the breath and observation and the vibrations. Lie down on your back for Shavasana. Make sure that your heels are touching together, toes fall apart. Hands by your side, palm facing up. Chin away from your chest. Eyes gently closed. Shift your eye gaze to the third eye. Jyotishmati, the light of awareness. Now take a deep Ujjayi breath, energizing every cell in your body. Exhale and surrender all the thoughts and the weight to the Mother Earth. Inhale. Exhale and sink. Inhale and rise. Exhale and sink. And let's begin the floor series. Keep your left leg nice, relaxed on the floor. Grab your right leg 2 inches below the right knee with your interlaced fingers. Pavanamuktasana. This massages the ascending column. Tuck your chin to the chest. Stimulate your thyroid. And keep the spine in neutral position. And steady. Release. Let's do it on the other side. Keep your right leg nicely relaxed on the floor. Grab your left leg with your interlace fingers, 2 inches below the left knee. Pull the left knee towards your left shoulder, tuck your chin to the chest, and sit. This massages the descending colon. Release. Let's bring the 2 legs together. Grab the 2 legs 2 inches below the knees with your hands. Try to grab your elbows or wherever you can. Tuck your chin to the chest. And try to bring your waist down so that your entire spine lies flat. And sleep. Release. Now let's do Atha Sarvangasana, half shoulder stand. Make sure that your palms are facing down, pressing into the mat. Glue your 2 legs together and toes pointed. And when you're trying to do the yoga, see, other than the balancing postures, most of the postures we can actually do with your eyes closed so that we can visualize better. Keep your toes pointed. And while inhaling, lift your 2 legs up. And inhale and separate the legs, synchronize the breathing. Exhale, come to the center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And while exhaling, slowly bring the legs down. And stop about 1 inch away from the mat. Take 2 deep breaths. Release. Now let's do the full Sarvangasana. The full Sarvangasana. And for the folks that have the neck pain, only do the half Sarvangasana. We begin. Inhale and bring the legs towards the center. Now slowly bring the legs towards the back wall and lift. Lift and kick up. Holding from generate the energy from your shoulders. You're pushing up. In the sthiti. Kick up, 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 and slowly come back the way you went into the posture. Bring the legs towards the head. And gently release. Come back to the half shoulder stand. Come down 1 vertebrae at a time. You can also use your hands to balance it. Balance. Yeah, perfect. And keep your legs straight. Half shoulder stand. And slowly bring. That's a perfect expression. Slowly come down. And visualize the dance. Now slowly, let's also try to do Halasana, the plow posture. Come back to the half shoulder stand. And from here, keeping your knees straight, go back how much ever we can. And interlace your fingers, release your index finger, and be in the state. And slowly release and come back to the half shoulder stand. And release. Perfect. Now let's do the fish pose to relieve any tension in your neck. Keep our hands under your hips. Press into your elbows and lift your chest up, neck up, and gently rest your top of the head onto the mat, making a nice big arch and stick. Release. In the next class, we will slowly lift up. We'll do the forward bend. In the next class from there, we'll try to move into Chakrasana. Forward bend, we'll do the half forward bend. Cross your left leg, press your left foot into your right thigh. Flex the right toes. And inhale. Exhale. And grab the right foot 2 inches below the toes. Inhale and stretch forward with your spine. Exhale, elbows down, forehead down, touching the knee and the stick. Inhale, elbow straight, lift up. Exhale. Inhale, lift up, hands up. Exhale. Beautiful practice. Yoga. Cosmic dance. Now cross your right leg. Press into your left thigh. Inhale and lift up. Exhale. Grab your left foot just below the toes. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, elbows down, forehead down. Steady. Now let's do the full Paschimottanasana, forward bend. Lift your hands up. Then slowly exhale. Grab your 2 big toes. Inhale and stretch forward. And exhale and look forward bend. Look beyond your toes. Don't look down. Look forward. Look beyond your toes. Stretch your spine forward. Try to extend your spine so that your forehead is going to touch the toes. Look straight and extend forward. And once you're there, gently rest your entire upper body on your feet, on your legs. And you're still stretching forward and looking forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale. So Savitaji, what we have to do to synchronize the breath, when you are coming back or when you're staying there, we inhale and lift up and we take one exhale here. And then inhale. So let's do the reverse plank. In sitting Tadasana. Inhale and lift your waist up. See if you can touch the toes to the mat. Exhale. Reverse the fingers. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's do the Titli Asana. The butterfly. Keep the feet together. Soles touching. Grab your feet with your folded hands. And flap your wings. Flap your legs like two butterfly wings. Now slowly inhale and stretch your spine up. Make sure that your legs are nicely rested. Use your elbows to press the legs down. And exhale, suck your stomach in. Rotate, arch, rotate your upper spine. And gently curve and touch your forehead to the toes. Use your elbows to press into your thighs. Exhale. Now let's do the spine strengthening series. Lie down on your stomach. We'll start with Bhujangasana, the Cobra Posture. Glue your two legs together, toes pointed like one cobra tail. Align the top of the fingers with the top of the shoulders, elbows always touching the body. Now, while inhaling, raise up from the root of the spine like a snake, cobra raising its head. Press your elbows down, look up and look back. Look up and look back. Look up and look back. And slowly release. Turn side to side. Roll side to side. Bring your hands under your body. Palm facing the mat for Shavasana. Keep your left ear onto the mat, look to the right. Now, while resting your left leg on the mat, lift your right leg up, knee straight, toes pointed, and shift your eye gaze towards your right foot. And steady. Gently release. Now look to the other side, right here on the mat, look to the left. Now keeping your right leg nice and relaxed, lift your left leg up. And steady. Release. Now bring your chin to the center of the mat. Let's do the full Shavasana. Full locust. Glue your two legs together, toes pointed. Now while inhaling, without lifting your chin, lift your legs up together and shift your body, shift your weight to the upper body. We'll begin inhale. Release. Now release the hands, bring them to the side. Shavasana. Bring your left ear onto the mat, lift to the right. Bring the two big toes together, heels fall apart. It's a nice feet movement. It stretches the legs. And ujjayi breath and release. Now let's work on the middle spine with aeroplane posture. Stretch your hands to the by your side like two aeroplane wings. Elbow straight. Be aware of the edges of the fingers. Now while inhaling, lift off. Lift your legs and upper body and fly into the sky, taking off. With every inhale, raise up. And slowly down. Now let's do the final posture for the spine strengthening series, which is the Dhanurasana. Grab your left foot with your left hand, right foot with the right hand. Elbow straight, toes pointed in the direction of the kick. Your hands and legs form like the two wheels for your body. And inhale and kick with your legs. And lift up. Kick and lift. Kick and lift. Perfect, perfect. Kick and lift. And you can also roll a little bit forward to actually have the kick a little bit more pronounced. And sometimes we can also do rocket roll. Exhale, and slowly come down. Shavasana, right around the mat, look to the left. Big toes touching together, heels fall apart. Inhale and relax. Slowly, using your hands, lift up. Now let's do the chair posture, the Balakumarasana. Sit in Vajrasana, spine erect. Lift your two hands up, like in the balancing stick. You're raising from the root of the spine, reaching the sky through your head and the fingers. Always shoulders glued to your ears. Inhale. And while exhaling, slowly come down, looking forward, looking straight through your fingers. And come down, forehead touches the ground first, and tip of the fingers. And inhale and exhale, stretching your spine in opposite directions. The fresh oxygenated blood rushes through the brain, clearing any fog that you have. And slowly come back the way you went into the posture. And release. Let's do the final posture for today, which is the half spine twist. Cross your left leg, Left toes pointed. Bring your right leg over your left knee. Sit straight with your weight equally balanced on the two hips. Lift your left hand up. Keep your spine straight. And grab your left knee over your right leg with your left hand. Feel the right thigh pressing at your stomach area, massaging the pancreas, helping to regulate insulin. Inhale and raise from the spine. Exhale and look to the side. And twist and look over your right. Steady. Exhale, come to the center. Release. So let's do the other side. Cross your right leg, right toes pointed. Bring your left leg over your right knee. Stretch your right hand up. Grab your right knee with your right hand over your left shoulder, over your left leg. Inhale and spine erect. Exhale, look to the left and twist the spine and look over your left shoulder and steady. Release. That concludes the postures for today. Now we'll end the final breathing. It's the Kriya, Kapalabhati Kriya. Kapala is the skull, Bhati is the brilliance or the radiance. It brings radiance to our forehead by ridding of all the toxins. And this is exhale breathing. Inhale happens automatically. And make sure we do the belly breathing, keep a little bit faster and stronger. Ready, begin. Exhale completely. Suck your stomach in, Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale. Stretch your hands, rotate your fingers and the wrist. Feel the fresh prana, energizing and relaxing every cell in your body. We work very hard for this movement. Inhale. Bring your hands to the center. And inhale, shift your eye gaze to the third eye, get into meditation. Either hold the breath or focus on the subtle breath. Exhale. We'll do it one more time. This time we'll do the Kapalabhati with the alternate nostril. We begin. Exhale completely, Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale. Stretch your arms, rotate your wrists. Exhale. Inhale and get into meditation, focusing on intense longing to unite with the center of the eyebrows. Exhale. We'll chant Om 3 times. The 3 primordial sounds. Om represents the Trinity, the Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva energy, the creation, sustaining, and the transformation. While chanting, raise your awareness from the navel to the chest to the head. And begin, take a deep inhale. After chanting, unite with the silence after the Om. Take a deep inhale. Last one, inhale. Gently scan your body from the toes, the legs, to the waist, to the top of the head, and unite with the Om vibration. It's pervading every cell within our body and all around in the cosmos. The Upanishads say, Shinvantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha Ayadamani Divyani Tastuhu Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Adityavarnam Tamasa Parastha Tvameva viditva atimrutya mrityumeti nanyapanta vidyate ayanaya nanyapanta vidyate ayanaya. We're all the children of that infinite immortality. Even the gods are being heard. The ones that realize this infinity and go beyond the darkness, and they will unite with the sun, the infinite that is shining forth from all of us. Once. Wonderful thoughts. Let's do the final chanting. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhagavate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We wish everybody to be happy. We wish everybody to be free of sorrow and illness. We wish everybody to see only auspicious things. Let there be peace everywhere, and that's the truth. Okay, start the palms, kindle the fire and love of knowledge. Up your eyes to transmit this knowledge, to give us the right samkhya, right perspective, vision to see the things the way they are. And slowly and gently, the Om pace, right smile, open your eyes. Thank you all for sharing the yoga practice with me. I just could feel it. When I started the practice, I was so crusty and raw. And slowly, I think it flowed. It flew.
For me, the best part is to go in the meditation. I feel only after doing the yoga, I feel I'm able to like calm my mind down. Yeah.
That's exactly right, because that is exactly the asana was designed only to prepare to get rid of the dvandva, the conflicts that are there. So, and the pranayama, because both of them, asanas reduce the rajas within us, which is like, what is the action and this and this stuff. Asanas reduce the rajas, and then the pranayama reduces the tamas. And then the sattva, it actually, the practice builds more sattva so that your kshetra becomes more conducive for the meditation. So that is how this system is designed, like what Patanjali says, and then we build more sattva so that we can be in the state of meditation. But Savitaji, I mean, the way you were, I mean, I could feel the dance that you're actually visualizing.
No, I'm trying to, like, as I said, I started with all the things to do this morning and like end of the day because school started and like, lunch packing and all those things were going in my mind. Like I have to say, stay in the present, stay in the present. Yeah.
I mean, I could see you enjoying the moment, like, the slowness with which how you're coming out of the posture. And I could now, I mean, maybe I was not paying attention, but, even the hand movements were actually gracefully flowing. I think that is what I learned. And in fact, one time when I was in a Bikram yoga class, there was one other practitioner was saying, which is like, I feel like this is a cosmic dance, I'm actually reaching the sky. And so every moment we try to accentuate it with a little bit of a dance like a moment. I mean, this is our time, why not making the most in, whatever, it's just like, this, because this is not an exercise.
Yeah. Yeah.
it is almost like, bring our true essence and joy. And even what I'm also noticing is when you're in a posture, just be in that, and then it takes few moments, even the sun salutations, just enjoy each and every expression.
Yes.
And
actually, I never used to sweat during yoga class before. Now I actually sweat because I'm in the posture longer and like, stretching it. So it's like a resistance training, like,
Exactly. Be there, and then the resistance is like tapas swadhyaya, right? Out the flow state, the mihale. You're pushing yourself 20%, but then what is the other sutra? The asana, which is effort becomes effortless, and then that's when ananta samapatibhyam, which I can't believe I forgot it. Ananta samapatibhyam is the end, but that effort becomes, and when you rest there, and then eventually there becomes a silence. And what I read or listened to it in the Mandika Upanishad, even when you're chanting Aum, the real truth, the Turiya means the silence after the mouth. And that is the common substrate of the existence. The Aum represents the three virtual realities, the Jagrati, the Swapna, and Sushupta. That is the Aum, which is like the existence. This is the manifested existence. But the real truth, or the Turiyam, is the silence beyond. So after we chant the Aum, we have to unite with the silence, because you completely, exhale, and then that moment is when, if you can connect to it, and then that's when we have a brief moment of connecting to the source. So, Vidyaji, what is your experience today?
Yeah, today I'm feeling little better, Srini, and also I can do. But I was just listening to you guys because I can't. I come out from the posture very fast, so I have to practice now. I'm just seeing Savitaji slowly, getting it slowly, and I go slowly, but I just drop it very fast. I just want to come out from that.
We need to actually emphasize more on how we exit it. I think that's the answer, if we could emphasize it, so that how gracefully we can come back. And if we could put more focus on that, I think then it rewires everything very beautifully.
For me, every asana is an adventure, Srini. So I feel so happy the journey. When I started, I can't even lift my hands. So now I feel I can do few of them. So that's the thing. Yeah, it's all about practice, I think.
Someday we're going to bring Shailaji into this asana thing.
Yeah.
We talk about
yes. Yesterday we met her, and that was really.
Oh, you were in the New Jersey for the event?
Yeah. We went. I went to New Jersey, and we came back around like night. So that was nice meet and greet with her, and yeah.
She's a force in the nature. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Oh my God, right? And this is all fantastic. So Savitaji, whatever the preparations, now we can go back to the life as it.
I mean, it is there, but still, my planning mind takes over sometimes.
Believe the kind of indulgence that we did last night. Oh my God, it is crazy. We were like 10, 11 people. We were, and it was all like worldly insights in a different dimension, but we all kind of gave in. And my close friend Shrikant Potharaju also came, but of course he's the pure sattvic with the sparkling water and samosa and the veg. But it's a beautiful evening. But now we have to do the yoga. Cool. Everybody, thank you so much.
You didn't make any money, Srini. We didn't make any money.
Well, Actually, no, the interesting, we didn't end up playing poker. We were just so caught up in the feast. It was
Okay.
10:30 or something, and then we said we'll do the poker night at a later time. And it just became more of a talking, reflections, and I think it's been such a long time, perhaps, everybody. And then they all love the fact that I made some exceptions for the ranch. I mean, it's still inside, there is no meat or there is no liquor. So everybody, finally there was an alliance that people could sit on the patio and then do this, so everybody was kind of happy about that. So there is an inside, there is an avatar of the ranch, and then outside there is another expression.
I have
think we have to,
sorry, Vinita ji, go.
yeah, Savita, we will plan one day to Austin to see Srini. We will plan to Austin.
There is no Austin. This is Frisco. Actually, I would love to if it permits, we could actually do a weekend getaway. We'll do yoga, and then we'll do some.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we will make it a, that I want to see your ranch, all those things.
Yeah, actually, we could even I was trying to host a pure event also here. We will talk about it. So, but I think the more people that come in, I think this is what it's designed for, so that we can actually celebrate more yoga and unite with the nature and the trees.
Yes.
It'll be fantastic. So sorry, Samitaji.
I have a curiosity question. So when, because this is what you do and what you think, you have embodied this vision for yourself. When you mingle with people who don't share the same vision and they don't share the same, Yoga Sutra application of life, how is your interaction? Like, do you consciously shut off? Or,
No. Conscious set off. Where I try to intersect with people where they are. But I'm enjoying actually in somebody being that moment of the party. I mean, it's almost like the avatar where I'm like fully with everybody and this stuff. Only there is a moment that I try to connect, but we do all kinds of. I mean, the thing is, now that I have a vision, but my goal at the time when I hosted this party, and the thing is to keep my brother happy and everybody the way they would like to have it. So, but they're also, but I mean, I think the way I approach it, but of course I need to get a little bit more discipline because some of these indulgences are not doing the right dharma for. This is what I was thinking this morning. I'm actually, the divine has gifted me a costume. And then I'm not actually doing the right dharma for the two kshetras, for my body and the field around, right? But sometimes you would have to make these indulgences. Otherwise, without my friends, all these people help me with different dimensions, right? Either selecting a place or even for my own existence, it's only my family that takes care of me, right? So there is no zero-sum game, but I choose to part it this way, right? Instead of being a complete, like a Sridamji as an example. What I do not know, this is, the thing about me is, I can talk to myself and convince myself, I can talk, to anything I can rationalize. But this thought that I create, like Sridamji, is an embodiment of sattvikness. Like, true to his name, like the Sridamji, right? And then, I put so much effort in my journey, but I play in other dimensions, like I'm connected to entrepreneurs, I go party and I take, people, but maybe because I do this, the other people also try to invest in some of the efforts that I do and this, like, the other day, one of my first bosses, Kailash Ambani, who made me a VP in 2005, and I took him for a nice dinner. I think we both spent, close to $350. I mean, it's like a huge indulgence. But then during the thing, I was actually explaining a little bit of, okay, dude, this is what I'm doing. The language is exactly like this. I'll be like, dude, this is what I'm doing. Dude, this is there. And then he would be like, Srini, I'm actually doing. Can you send me the Meghalaya flow talk? And then he actually played flow at his exact offset. And then he has a donor fund for nonprofits. And then he has other things. And he's like, Srini, I want to route your stuff into what you're doing in India, the YEC, or some other stuff. So sometimes it could be a pay for play. So by intersecting with these people, so those people also have the same divine core, but maybe by intersecting them and stuff. If I wear a nice, white and white, and then always singing Sanskrit, and then try to go and say, like, please give me some money, that may also appeal to an emotion, but I do not know. So this is kind of my way of convincing myself that whatever I'm doing is a good thing. But isn't it a kind of a convenient rationalization?
It's not rationalization. You have, how do I say? You have an idea and you implement it however it's necessary at that point of time, but yet staying true to what you envision.
No, but actually I don't approach it with as much as possible. I'm not trying to approach anybody with an outcome, right? Even when I'm there in the moment, I'm just there for the celebration, right? And then things happen in all the different, because there is a genuine element of curiosity, but we are first connecting to surrender, right? And I don't have any motive, or a person also doesn't have a motive, but we let the thing, and then at some point, the unity happens first, and then we are exploring all the things. I wouldn't have ever known that, Kailash and Vani with the way the celebration that he does. But the thing is, there is the same elements of the same thing. It is like, he created separate donor fund. He wants to do something in India, and all that kind of stuff, right? But if you don't allow us to just be there in the moment, and we're generally trying to connect and have a good time in the way that we like to share, there's a common modality. And then let it flow, right? Then we kind of do it. I think that's probably the expression of the life. And even for the YEC, I don't have any goals actually. The thing is, make steps. The steps are the journey. This unbounded steps, and then let's see.
I think you have a vision. But you also have goals. We all have goals every day, small goals, right? Like, I'm going to finish this today, or I'm going to be there at 8 o'clock to teach yoga class. That's a goal, and you will finish that. There is an end result, but vision is huge. Like, small goals takes you towards the vision. That's my understanding of the difference between the goal and the vision.
That's a good one. Actually, the word that I'm using more. Mm-hmm. It's called prachodayat.
Maybe there is no literal translation for English for that one.
Yeah. But it's more of a in the direction, right? The vision is only a directional, right? There is nothing like it's almost like which is like the youth excellence, just as an example, right? Yoga, this youth excellence is just it's a concept, it's a directional pursuit. And there is no real, if you were, you can visualize certain aspects of it, but again, there are also abstract concepts. And the goals that we have, I think, yes, I think, there are certain things that we need to do, like, 8 a.m. class and this stuff. But when it becomes a burden, like, oh my God, 8 a.m., that I need to go hit it, then it becomes a burden.
Goals doesn't have to be a burden. It's like a soccer, right? You put the ball into your whole intention of playing that game is to put the ball into the net. So exactly. That goal is achieved, you celebrate. So I think vision is, the reason why they use vision is because eyes can go as far as possible. So, and it keeps going as you move forward, as you achieve smaller goals. I think the vision becomes.
The thing is, we always, it's like, there has to be something like I needed to have something like first initially yoga center. Then basically it's like, no. It has to be entrepreneurship centric from yoga center. And then you just kind of look at it. Then something comes in, and then you try to redesign. There is a trees, you try to do it. Then there's something, and somebody else comes in, can you do something like Rajesh came? And then it's like, what if, we could build a campus, like mini. Then you say, okay, why not? And then, then you go something, and then there is like some land, and we don't know where that is going to happen, right? But it's just a pay. And then when you get in, and then within 10 minutes, I was like, there is a guy that I met, and then we both were sitting together, and then he was asking questions as if I had answers. When he was asking questions, then I was forming answers. I did not even know what to even think about it. It's like he came up with a sheet. My contact and designer, it's such a beautiful thing. And he was like, he thinks that I know all these, things. It's like, okay, in this campus, do you need an amphitheater? Do you need a dining hall? Do you need an event center? I was like, oh, I did not really no. I mean, of course, if I had to come and plan it, maybe I would have done it. When they was asking, it was like, okay, let's do this. We will do this. And then this late. And then in the end, within like some time, there is like something like this has happened. But the one thing is connecting the dots. This is an interesting thing. I read an article about Elon Musk, where he now gave up all his houses. He used to own a lot of palaces. He sold all his things, and he is now living in a $40,000 casita, Boxley. Then I was like, okay, in this campus, I wanted to have casitas so that we can actually no houses, $40,000. We are going to build cottages. It's environment friendly, and this and this stuff. And then the contractor that I somehow picked, and it was arranged by my seller of the land. He has been working on a similar concept for 6 years, where he's actually latched onto the same casita concept, but he wanted to make them a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So when I shared this Elon Musk casita, this is what I would like to have. And then he opens up this big plan with all this pre-built, his own casitas from $60,000 to $70,000 to, and with beautiful designs. And then I was like, okay, chalo, let's have these. So the thing is, I'm being very honest here. So I don't have anything that I'm actually seeing. You only have a directional thing. And then when you are actually taking steps, the only thing that you have to do is you have to be in the play. One step, one step, one step. And then somebody else comes up with like, okay, what about this? And then I was like, yeah, when somebody says, what about this? I'm like, oh, yeah, what about this? And then just go do it. But the only thing is somebody needs to make the decision. And so it's like, yes, let's actually go do it. So I think that's probably how it's being played, but I think I've made it sound more exciting than what it actually is.
It's exciting for you. It's exciting for you. So
exciting for I think it's just a play. And other thing, which is like this other, I think I may have shared this with you. This Dr. Sudarshan Acharya, who created this Lead India Foundation. Actually, if you go look on the website, Lead India Foundation, and they designed a program to transform the youth, particularly in the rural villages, so that they can actually become empowerment. And this is a research and program was designed over 10 years. And Abdul Kalam actually watched the program, and he instructed all the states to follow this program and implement it. And he used to personally observe it, right, with the staff. And they already conducted and trained about 20 lakh kids in 10,000 schools, and they're planning to scale it. And Gopichand Pullala, the Dronacharya of our the badminton, he's the president. And there's one of the major colonels and the major is like the CEO. Somehow Ramakant is studied under him. And he's been wanting to introduce me to this Sudarshan Acharya. And this connection finally happened last Sunday. And I was talking to him, and we were just talking, and then he was like totally in tears. And he was like, dude, this is what we need. And then we've been talking yesterday, we spent after the class about 3 hours. And he says like, why don't you take this lead India, and then we will talk this. I'm like, okay, whatever it is. But the thing is, there are so many people that are actually doing. We are all in the same prachodya, same the direction thing. But the thing is, we are all operating in islands. So how do we connect it so that we can actually, accumulate our forces? I mean, so it's more of less of me, that is more of others. They're trying to utilize me to play a role, I think, maybe. Utilize all of us. That Lead India is a beautiful thing. Even PV Sindhu.
Yeah, I saw their website.
And PV Sindhu, actually, Shrikant Boli, and he sent me some other videos.
Yeah, what I didn't understand is what kind of programs they offer.
No, actually, I'm actually 21st to 27th. I'm actually going through their program right now. But it's kind of the mindfulness and transformational to be able to manifest and all the kind of things. They're trying to put that operating system right at the foundation for the kids. And then on that
most of the places, this is what they teach you the techniques. I mean, I totally for it. There is no helpline. They don't create the helpline because as we know, mind diverges here and there, and things happen, and it's so easy to get back to your old shitty routine or whatever. It's easy to forget. The 3D world constantly challenges you to be sucked into Maya, whatever it is. But there is no helpline where I can go back to that whole thing, or create a community after the fact. Create I didn't see in many where there is, yes, you graduated, you're out, you have all the equipments, go survive yourself.
Now, can I share with you magic? It just happened. It just happened. The words that you used, or whatever the question that you asked, was exactly the problem that Dr. Acharya was talking about yesterday. No sustaining. We are teaching, but there is no sustenance, right? Yes. How does it become part of somebody's? Then we were talking, right? How does it become?
I think that is a struggle with, you take to the smallest. I'm sure Vinita ji also has the same issue. Something we implement in a household or what is, sustainability is not there. Again, exactly. And there is no helpline or say, hey, let's come back to this. I think if you take to the micro thing, like I can see my daughter to pick up something. Even I get excited about so many things, and then nothing gets implemented because over time there's no sustainability for the long term for it to see the result it's supposed to see.
Right. I think that is exactly, I think what we were discussing yesterday is about how do we do the sustaining, so that how does it become a nididhyasana? It becomes part of a way of life, right? Any situation becomes an experiment. It's a lab, right? Whatever the situation becomes a lab to connect these pieces. So we were trying to do, one of the things that we were trying to do at YEC is how do we invert the pyramid of learning? Teach skills and then go use these skills to go solve a problem. Most people, this connection, this leap of connection, like we're all in school, we learn algebra and whatever the skills, like asanas and whatever or sutras. But which one solves it? If I have to go build a bridge, how do you know that this algebra that I learned applies there? That connection is very difficult. That's what is the current learning system. What we're trying to do is invert the pyramid, right? How do we teach the skills in the context of a project or the problem kind of stuff, right? So
problem varies, right? Like over time, problem varies. You can't teach every combination of problems and what to apply. But I'm saying that 1-800 number should be there.
This problems also varies. This actually has a corollary to even how artificial intelligence works. The more problems, but problem is a wrong word, but the more projects that you're involved in, the thing is they're all data sets. So now what you've done is you built enough data sets in the thing, then the system automatically builds enough of an intelligence so that when you see a different kind of a problem set, the data sets kind of automatically, there is a neural network that's already built. And then it comes up with that. That's exactly when artificial intelligence works. You train it with many data sets, different. The more data sets that you have, the better it actually comes with supervised learning or unsupervised learning. So we have to be exposed instead of teaching skills and then letting them go apply these to go solve a problem. If you start from a project entrepreneurial kind of way of teaching, and then it's like, okay, now in the problem, okay, you need some dharana, you need ananta samapadhyam, is the flow or algebra, and then put it there, then you go solve other problem. The more things that you're actually solving, the more data sets that you power in. And then of course, then there needs to be a continuous guru, not like a guru that is on a weekend retreat, right? The 1-800
Yeah,
guru.
yeah. Like what I'm trying to say is, yes, I understand your like the data, they have the information and everything, but regrouping, because you won't be in the same sangha after some point. Like, you know, you do go out. That's why I asked you, because you quickly quote Yoga Sutra. You quickly, how do you control yourself when you're around people who don't understand that or want to? Like your brother is like, I don't want to hear this. I don't want you to talk about. Like, how do you control that? Like, because you are exposed to the other part of the dimension, other part of the world, right? Like, you know.
I think this is where I think, you know, it comes even naturally. For me, even in my work, I actually speak Sanskrit or Hindi. Right?
Yeah, that is you. That is you.
Right. It comes in, or, you know, I connect it to something. But the thing is, if that becomes the foreground, then that causes an annoyance. If the foreground is again the context that you're trying to do, and then after you have to first take care of that. And then it's like, hey, by the way, the beautiful thing is, you know, this is what it's actually being said in the sutras, right? Then there is, all you're doing is you're just creating a seed of something like, oh, okay, something, there is magic here, and nobody knows what the thing is. But for those people who have a sense of curiosity, it might actually invoke a sense of curiosity. I mean, it all depends. Some people are like, oh, okay, it's yet another thing. But for my brother now, he's already put a complete filter, right? You know, it's like, no yoga for me, no Sanskrit for me. He's like, you know, he's operating from the filter. So he doesn't even, but there are dimensions where he expands, and then he gets into some Kurukshetra kind of stuff, right? You know, Vishada yoga. Then there is a ting kind of opens, and then he basically comes in and says like, okay, now tell me, right? But all of us need that ting, the cracks. I think the way you say it, right? The cracks. And then the other magic that I will make sure I don't lose the thought. Your choice of words and awareness, right? The 3D world, right? These are some things that you, I mean, the thought I will say, if I were to connect with Sudarshana Acharya, right? You know, without telling you what you are, you know, but just says like, you know, it's another great, you know, leader in this, you know, pursuit. I mean, the way you express yourself and the way he talks, and I think, you know, you'll hit it up really well, because, you know, your awareness is what the awareness that he's going through. Right, the way you interpret or your sense of curiosity and being awareness of your own field, the chitra. Even when the fact that you are in the yoga class when you started, you are not here, you are running around. The fact is you are aware of it. Right, other people.
I think everybody is aware of it. I think everybody is aware of it.
No.
It's just because it becomes so monotone. Like I have been there, it becomes next thing. It just is numbed, like, you know, it's numbed, and you go into the.
Exactly. The numb is the mind hijacks you, and you're like going there, and then you need numbing because it creates a sense of anxiety. Then you're numbing. So what do? Food is probably the easiest kind of a distraction, right?
Yes. That's me. I'm raising my hand. That's me. What is my biggest comfort zone?
You go coffee or you do this because what you're doing is you cannot handle this hijacking that's happening. Then you have this other way to kind of overpower it. You need other strong, you know, could be coffee or this and this, so that you're like it's completely hijacked, right? And then you're putting this, because you want to suppress this emotion. You need another dominating emotion, right? You do this, and then this takes over, and you don't like that. Then you need some other to dominate it. So we are like, and then eventually it comes into a system crack. And when the crack happens, you again need to know whether you want to go another stimuli or you go inward. I think that's the opening. I think, one day you said.
I think that is dependent on the level of pain. So like, or vishada or whatever you take. Sometimes that, I mean, as much as people say, I don't want any pain in life. Actually, it's like Kunti said to Krishna that thank you for constantly giving me some pain in life, that I could never forget you, in my life. So that became an anchor for her to to be in devotion. So she thanks him for all the problems, all the things she went through from from teenager to the process. Like she never was able to say, oh, I had a beautiful time of my life, kind of a thing. Like, I mean, if you think of materialistic way, but I'm saying, but yeah, she says that is one of the things that actually you giving me made me remember you all the time. So I mean, not that I'm going and inviting problems, but
actually, I posted two beautiful talks about yoga of love. Right?
That is actually, this part 2 was my favorite.
Part 2. In the part 2, actually, is a similar Kunti kind of a thing. There's one of the gopis or somebody. She's like, complains about, I want to forget Krishna. And then this dude is like, not letting me leave. And she's angry about it. But Narada then suddenly is like, oh my God, this movement is what all the munis would like to get, right? This experience is to be constantly anchored in Krishna. Right? It's like what you said about the Kunti is exactly the same. I mean, that, and the way Sarvapriyananda explains Bhakti, the true Vedanta scholar, I mean, that dude is amazing. I think one day I have to go to New York to go meet him. But it's just, just since last of March, he has been with me almost every day. And he opened so many dimensions. Everything that I read on the Upanishads is only because of him. Every talk, he has one line, and then that's all I need. Then I go run with it, right? But he's like I haven't seen any guru, like, all this Sadguru and all this is like, college, not even college, high school level kind of stuff. And then you see, I don't want to judge anybody, but the Sarvapriyananda, it was like, his field is so huge, from scientifics to this to, the way he did, he studied at Harvard and, different schools and interacts with the professors and then brings it back. So,
and I like the fact that he brings it to basic understanding, like he doesn't feel over the board kind of example. It's broken down to probably even a small person, kids can understand, not kids maybe, but like somebody who can understand. Yeah, I feel it's broken down very nicely.
And he is the only one that I've seen where, there are other Muktananda, some other guy also does it, but he goes to IIT and then uses the whiteboard and then draws it like, this and this and that. And the topics that he uses are some of the most complex ones, like Digdarsha Viveka, or the Advaita kind of stuff, Digdarsha, and all those things. The way he puts it, it's Vedanta, Advaita is like, so, and one of his best, I will encourage you to do it, the way he put Astavakra Samhita, and it never now leaves me. That's it. And with very nice metaphors and everything, and he explains it, and with and he doesn't have this pedestal guru kind of a thing too. His entire flair is almost like, sitting by you and then, explaining you, like what you say, like a kid or this or that. And what he also says in that talk, it's just, I'm trying to give you a perspective, right? I'm trying to put it out there. I'm not trying to force on you, right? It's almost like, we are in a Sangha together. So this is a fantastic human being. Not a fantastic human being. This is a divine being, right? So it is a thing. So that yoga of love 1 and 2 are amazing expression. So let's take it back to this thing.
He says you should become a lover of God.
Ah,
That triggered question is like, who I have been lover of? Seems like none. I mean, the degree he talks about, right? I think the only thing like I can say, like bring to that level is my child. To that level of, otherwise it's all a contractual love, like, you know, you do this to me, I'll do this to you, I'll do this to you, you do this to me.
but actually yesterday with Sudarshan Acharya, I mean, now I'm connected to him because there's a possibility of beautiful alignment, because off days my bhakti interpretation has changed dramatically, right? You know, I shun any bhakti that is rooted in superstition or this contract. You know, yesterday I was using the words in Telugu with him, like, you know, the bhakti is driven by either lobamu or bayam. Is it because of fear, or is it because, you know, you want something by greed, right? You know, the God is just put in the middle of this trade between either because, you know, man, you know, if I don't do this, you'll punish me, or because I want something, right? The kind of stuff. The thing is, what was beautiful for me, because I was a little bit guarded in my interactions with him, because every time I talk, you know, he says like Rama Nidaya. I mean, that's kind of his celebration, right? Is so much anchored, and then he actually connects to it. Then my God is like, oh, if somebody is like, you know, a little bit too much into this right brain, now I have to kind of explore the boundaries of it, right? You know, if somebody comes in, I mean, just my own perception, if somebody says like, I'm actually sending bricks to Ayodhya temple as an example, to me, a God starts there. Not that I resonate with the cause or whatever, but that is a little bit outside of my realm of what I'm finding. But when
I didn't understand why you're saying somebody who sends money for the bricks.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. So
You're seeing you.
I mean, I think I don't want to hijack that. That is a separate conversation. But in general, you know, because that movement has political connotations, there is a lot of other things. You know, I believe that it is not strictly a celebration of Rama Tattva or something like that, right? So that Rama movement or the bricks temple movement or sending bricks and stuff, right? It's just a perspective, point of view, right? Deep inside, I'm singing Margela or Bhagava, Rama in a sense, you know, I mean, it's like, this is me, who I am, right? You know, how much I'm connected to it.
Wow.
And then yesterday, when you were talking, he himself said, Shri, this bhakti movement has become into this Edukondavada, and then this contracts that people are doing with Balaji and this and that and this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, what a beautiful interpretation, right? You know, making a God at the center of transactions, right? As opposed to being the peak of devotion, like, you know, what a Tyagaraja or something that happened. And yet, while being the devotion, you're still trying to play in the field to make this place a nice place, empowerment, right? Not that you are only celebrating in your bhakti or you're on your own meditation, but rather you're taking a karma yoga path, right? The bhakti is leading to a karma yoga. And the oneness is what I subscribe to. It's just my darshana, right? My point of view. And when I saw Dr. Acharya was also saying the same thing, and I was like, oh my God, this is a perfect alignment, right? So coming back to your question,
Again,
why?
I feel before, as I think I mentioned long time ago, before there was a Rajashraya for all this, you know, temples and other things. So since there is no Rajashraya, we as prajas should, I mean, I have contributed to the Rama, the brick funded, but I think because it's our responsibility, because there is no Rajashraya anymore, to develop these things, to create, like you're creating the ranch, is because you're creating a place for people to come and segregate together, like, you know, not segregate, like get together and do the same, have the same vision. Yeah, there is political, I'm sure there is all the other things, but as a praja, I feel I should help to not should, like I think I like to help give ashraya to the organizations or these kind of
I think we had this discussion once after this. Let me close it on that thought. Temples before used to be excellence centers. Excellence centers. They were the centers of education and empowerment and celebration of arts and this stuff. The temples of today are becoming less of that, excellence centers.
Okay, let's do that. But let's create the platform. Let's create the sthalam first. Right,
Yeah.
right, and the right people like you with that thought should go there and shake up the whole thing and say, hey, this is.
I mean, here's the deal, right? We designed this as a YEC. I mean, we designed it. Right in the center is like a mandir with all the deities, right? But all the Americans come in, regardless of their thing. They come in, they have a sense of curiosity at this. And then to some of my neighbors, right? They are participating in the project, right? You know, they are decorating, they're trying to learn Sanskrit and this and stuff, right? So when the temples become a sense of oneness, right? But I'll also see the dangers of it. But the oneness needs to come from empowerment and the Shakti to fight the evils, right? We need to be like an Arjuna, you need to be skilled. Where we were confused before was when we were practicing sattva, we did not know how to even fight. That's how the invasions happen. So we need to be able to be courageous and bold enough to thwart all the invasions. I think that inner peace, outer dynamics is needed. We all need to be soldiers. We're the guardians of the Dharma, right? We cannot just surrender to the thing, right? We need to be the Arjunas and then fight to protect the Dharma.
I think all of us should embody all the different sects which was created before. Now we have to embody, like we have to become a Kshatriya, we have to become a the tradesman or whatever it is, it's called, I forgot the names. But I'm saying, like, you have to have the Brahmin realization, Brahman.
Actually, what is the third one, which is like a Brahmin, Kshatriya, and then Shudra? I know the third one. I can't believe I belong to the
tradesman, Vaishnava.
Vaishya.
Yeah. Vaishnava or Vaishya. Yeah.
I committed that tier 3. All I thought was I was in tier 3, but I didn't think I was Vaishya. But anyway, it's like a business people, right?
Business,
yes,
tradesman,
business
basically.
Vaishya. Yeah, tradesman.
Yeah.
I see. But the Vaishyas have yeah, but you're absolutely right. I think that's great. The thing is, when the temple also embodies a sense of oneness, so that anybody could come and this and that, right? And if it's trying to do this, the oneness, that's what we were trying to do. The Hindu Dharma is peace mongering and this stuff. But in that, we lost our Kshatriya aspects to protecting the Dharma, right? And why that happened, it has nothing to do with other folks. The Kshetra is not clean because we were small kingdoms. We were always fighting each other. We did not have organization skills. When the thing came in, we could not put together a big army of uniting all the forces to fight somebody. So they were able to fight small kingdoms and then owned it. Right? And then the fear of death too. That's what I was watching a video from Sadhguru about the Babar and this and stuff. I mean, it has to be very, but the thing is, we're all scaring about our body and this and that. And at some level, you have to be courageous to even not worry about your own life. You just have to go do this because, I mean, that was what it was designed for, Bhagavad Gita, because most of the valors were not courageous enough to fight the battle. Like, in our India, how many people are entering the military? Only the Punjabis or other stuff. Because everybody else wants this nice comfort at home kind of stuff. So
my daughter asked me once, she said, are you going to kill somebody if somebody comes to hurt me? And I of course I said, of course I do. But later I'm thinking, do you really have that kind of that kind of anger or that kind of thing to come? I have yet to recognize that part of me, but I hope I don't have to be in that place. But I mean, they ask all these questions and you say, yeah, I mean, for me, of course, I'm thinking, but then I'm saying, do I even have that, to kill somebody? Like,
No, exactly. I mean, I think
Doesn't even the army per people practice shooting first before they shoot somebody?
I think, we need to be trained. I think, kids of today, the most important skill that they need is everybody needs to know martial arts.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, even not only kids, even women, I feel self-defense is something.
Women, all of us.
Because we
All
feel
of us. Nowadays, we can't say women or men. All of us has to
all
learn.
of us.
Yeah.
All
All
of
of
us.
us.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, see, there is a
Savita, you have a lot of discrimination against men, so please include
no discrimination. But I'm saying there is a mental assumptions that when they see the man, it's not that easy to tackle when compared to a woman. You know what I mean? That's a mental approach of people.
We're no longer the woodcutters. We're all reading sutras and this stuff. So we're all the software.
Yeah, it's like my friend's husband told her, do you think I'm a hero of the movie? I can't go and fight, so don't do all this now. Don't go out now at night. I'm not a hero of the movie. I can't fight, so don't go at night.
Exactly. That's what I want to say. Like we have that thing, like men are just, they can do, but now after this, I don't know how to put in, but this gender, I can see all at a time. Anyone can go to any extent. Like even as you said that, yes, can we kill anyone? I truly believe, like if the situation comes, Kali in you will come out, So,
yeah, but like to that level, yes, I get angry, but kill somebody, I don't know if I have that. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, in the IEC, we must teach, there's a reason, right? There's what is the beautiful martial arts, Kalarai or this, or that.
yes.
One, right? I think we need that. But one thing that I always said was the reason why India lost in the invasions, like, when I watched this Rudramadevi movie, Kangana Ranaut, and that's when I basically said, like, I wrote a big blog of that. We did not know how to wage a symmetric battle. We were waging a asymmetric battle. In other words, we were like courageous people. We were jumping and the sword with beautiful skills, but the weapon on the other side is a rifle. So with the sword, you can actually create a damage to people within the 10 feet radius.
But this happened to even Native Americans too, right?
Yeah.
This happened to the Native Americans too. They came with,
Yeah, exactly. Here the thing.
Yeah.
So what we need to be doing is, that's the reason in the modern youth or the citizens, we need to be technically skilled with the latest technology. Like, today if it's AI or whatever, we all need to be skilled, because right now, India is sitting at that's a book that I shared with all of you. The AI, the future of the power, the 5 battlegrounds of the 5 Kurukshetras. Now, India is again pushing back from the AI revolution, where everything is being controlled and the technology. Now China and US are like so much more, and then there is not even a strategy in India, right? So what we need to do is, we don't want to be again the rifle versus the sword yet, and this movie gets played again and again and again. So we all need to be skilled in the latest technology, latest, the courageous, the valor skills, and then, but rooted in that inner peace, the Advaita, and then so that we can even go and fight without having a consequence. And at some level, in some faiths, they actually train it. All these religions came as a social engineering, right? To do this. They designed the jihad. It's like, dude, you go do it, and then when you go there, so there is a sense of fear of this body. They're already lost it, and they're going and this. And unfortunately, that power is being channeled for wrong motives. But we all need to have, and that's what Bhagavad Gita essence is. Dude, what are you worried about losing anything? This thing. Just go do your thing, because you're always eternal, so that you can be a good soldier. I think
India didn't get independence through violence, right? So India got Subhash Chandra Bose way didn't work. India had to go through Gandhiji, where non-violence movement is what we got through freedom from. All the other countries had to fight, blah, 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 whatever it is. The only thing is, can we apply this 50 years down the road? Can we apply the same thing 50 years down the road? That needs to be evaluated.
Gandhi was the good entrepreneur. He studied the resources that he had. He realized that there is the Bhagat Singhs and Subhash Chands are only some number of people, and he realized that this is an asymmetric battle. So he then realized what is the force that he could come up with, what are the things like, the tapas swadhyaya. He looked at he couldn't teach everybody to take a rifle and do this. But he already did that. Everybody does anyway fasting, Fridays, Saturdays, Tuesdays, and this stuff. The fasting is something that he can say, like, anybody can do it. So it's like, I think he came up with the right weapon that it will do it, right? The satyahara kind of stuff, right? Or this thing. So I think, what a fantastic satsang. I think, we didn't miss the Saturday, right? Right?
Thank you, Savita ji, for that question. Yeah, definitely that was in my mind too.
Yeah. So on that 1-800, how about we make it 1-800 pick a name like Savita Garu or YC. No, but the most important thing is, no. The way you said it, I think it occurred to me. We have to do it like not a person. It has to be a community. There's always like you post and then it's like a community is like continuous sharing. For some reason, in our ways,
when people go to AI meetings, like or whatever the alcohol, other things, they get back together on people have left drinking for almost 6 years ago. They say, I've been out of drinking for 7 years ago. 8 years. Not that my personal experience, but watching on TV.
Oh, that's a fantastic organization.
Yeah, because it's a reprogramming and looking at the examples and applying, right? So I feel without that support system, just like you said, my brother, my family, without it, I'm not able to do what I'm able to do. It's the same thing. You have the technique, you give them all those things. But again, I think even for a child to succeed in the future, school education is not enough because of parent support, because of friend support, and like the different communities. So when I saw the website they had created with the thing, and I'm saying, I don't see the support. Yeah. I don't see the 1-800 number or we have my college friends, we have a WhatsApp group, something like that needs to be there. I posted something, hey, I need some doctor's number in Bangalore. Can you give me? I posted in that. I got like 10 phone numbers. Like, you know what I mean? So that is the support system.
That's a good insight. That's a very good insight. I think that's what we need to get to lead India. And then let's apply the same insight here. Like even that's the intent behind our own YEC, excellence, right? WhatsApp group. So that we are actually sharing our data, applied every one of them, right? But that is not happening, right? So we have an existing kind of a community, but we are not interacting, sharing our insights on a continuous basis. So on that note, why don't we make our YEC group active so that, right? So that we can actually share.
I can use my voice. My words are like typing is not my strong suit.
You can record it. WhatsApp has a thing where you can record it and post it too. So I think the technology has a lot of other things, but I think that is what we need to do, right? We are a group of 30 people. I know a lot of people are reading, but nobody is actually contributing.
No, I don't mind. Like I want this one-on like a face-to-face interaction or no face, doesn't matter. Like voice-to-voice interaction. I think you get to see the person's involvement, emotion, and the eye contact. You can see the energy. You can feel the energy, in spite of being apart, like miles apart. You can still feel the energy of the individual. It's like doing Reiki.
Letting the eyesight, the thing, create the thing, but you can create that even with your eyes closed. So
no, like Birita is not here, but I can still sense her presence. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be.
There's a difference between live conversation versus out of band. I think that's the crux of it, right? Out of band communication versus inline live conversation. So fantastic satsang. We all have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Savita ji. Bye. Bye.
Yeah.